Good, happy Thursday morning. I'm Riley King, and welcome to the Riley King Newscast right here on the Riley King Network. Let's begin. First up, 18-year-old from New Hampshire killed in sledding at ski resort. Let's take a listen to the video from WMUR News 9, Kristen Carosa.
While many other brands require tools and time to put their stanchions together, US weights are hassle and tool-free. With our quick and easy 5-second assembly, along with our Stay Straight technology, posts not only assemble much faster, but also won't lean over time. Simply push down and twist, and the posts secure into the base. Competitors can't compete with our assembly time. Don't bother with the other guys when you can get stanchions that are quick to assemble and deploy, stay straight, and are a fraction of the cost. The choice is easy. Choose US Weight.
18-year-old David Colhayes died while sledding at Sunday River Resort in Maine early Wednesday morning. The tube he was riding went off the trail and hit a tree. The resort says the accident happened after hours on a slope not meant for sledding, and ski patrol was not on duty. Tyler McLaughlin from the TV series Wicked Tuna has known David since he was a young boy and says he was a great person who loved to fish.
Speechless. I felt like I lost a part of myself. Just felt so bad for his family, his parents, his brothers, sisters.
Colhayes was riding on the snow tube with 17-year-old Max Malilla, also from New Hampshire and student of Portsmouth High School, who's now in the hospital with serious injuries.
It's a tragic thing that you hate to hear about. You know, when you hear about teens or young people getting in accidents like that. It's just very unfortunate.
I'm a parent, just like those parents, and it's really difficult, and I can't imagine putting myself in their shoes. This is the worst day of any parent's life.
Rye Police Chief Kevin Walsh assisted the Sheriff's Department with informing David's family about what happened.
The town is going to support them, and that, you know, months, days, years from now, we're always going to support that family and stand by them and help them with whatever they need.
In the letter sent out to students today, the principal does say that grief counselors will be on hand for students who need them. Reporting in Portsmouth, Kristen Carosa, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that report in that video. Fire breaks out at UMass Medical School parking garage. Let's take a listen to the video from WCVB Boston.
Tires melted away, burned out cars are dragged out of the parking structure.
There was a lot of smoke, tons of smoke.
Victims of a stubborn fire that spread to as many as 10 vehicles.
A very hard, tough visibility.
Thick black smoke poured from the parking garage at UMass Memorial around 4:30. Exploding tires as fuel tanks ignited.
As the smoke got darker, you could see less. You heard some popping, possibly tires, like heat or fire.
There's firemen still bringing people down the stairs.
Some patients were forced out of a connected medical building.
They slowly evacuated everybody.
Firefighters tried to get a handle on a fire they initially couldn't reach.
We can't get any of our equipment in there. Everything has to be pumped from trucks.
They had to cut through some metal fencing to run hoses and finally stop the blaze as worried patients and employees wondered if their cars were leaving on a tow truck.
I see them doing all the flashlights right here, and that's where our car is, so I'm like, oh!
So really a lot of headaches tonight for people who lost their cars here. Thankfully, though, no one hurt. And tonight, firefighters are still trying to figure out what sparked this fire.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Registered sex offender taking pictures of girls in public places outrages parents. Parents in Augusta have flooded police with calls about a registered sex offender taking pictures of girls and women in public places and then posting them online. They are hoping something can be done, but police say it's not against the law. Let's take a listen to the video from WMTW News 8 in Maine.
Hey, how's it going?
Good, man. What can I grab for you?
Let me try that TFG.
Sounds good.
Hey, what does TFG stand for?
Take for granted.
What?
Take for granted.
Wow, that's good.
Augusta area outraged over thousands of pictures posted to a social media site of girls and women of all ages in public. Police saying they have looked into hundreds of reports over the last few days, but they have not found anything illegal. WMTW News 8's Joe Glauber spoke with one mother who is hoping to take action.
I was sick. I was physically sick to my stomach.
It wasn't the way that Lorena LaLiberty had hoped that she and her daughter would remember that Sunday.
It was pretty horrifying. My daughter and I both felt violated. We were out having a nice Sunday afternoon, Girls' Day.
She was one of hundreds of people who noticed pictures of themselves or their loved ones on the picture-sharing site Flickr by someone who police say is a registered sex offender.
So I went to the site, and sure enough, there were 40-something pictures of my 12-year-old daughter at Barnes & Noble, where we had shopped over the weekend. And he had pictures of many other girls as well.
Police were soon flooded with calls.
Most of the reports coming in are that of a public safety concern.
Lieutenant Kevin Lully understands their frustration, but says that in a way, their hands are tied.
Taking pictures in a public place is not against the law. It does rise to make people a little bit leery or suspicious when somebody's taking photos of them. It makes people feel uncomfortable.
Police are now trying to empower those concerned about pictures like those ones.
So we share the same valid concerns that they have. So what we try to do is encourage them to reach out to the social media sites, some of which have already removed certain posts.
But some parents still feel helpless.
Amazingly frustrating, mind-blowing. I really had a tough time.
Which is why Lorena is hoping to start a discussion.
It was pretty horrifying. My daughter and I both felt violated. We were out having a nice Sunday afternoon, Girls' Day, Barnes & Noble, went out to lunch. But the frustration to know that the law could not protect my 12-year-old daughter was pretty amazing.
Joe Glauber, WMTW News 8.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. A few large U.S. companies say they'll use tax savings to boost wages, CNBC survey finds. Despite a handful of high-profile announcements, the recent cuts in corporate taxes haven't yet had a meaningful impact on America. Companies' plans to boost investments or raise workers' pay. A CNBC survey of large companies found. Siblings allegedly held captive marched for hours in circles, former neighbor says. Let's take a listen to the video from ABC News.
Having a warm coat when it's freezing outside.
That's why we're at
They have coats for play, work, the weekend, at prices you would not believe. Wow.
Hey, cold weather, we're ready for you.
Thanks, Burlington.
We always come to Burlington to buy our coats.
And we also come to give them back, to help those in need. Can't beat the brands, the styles, and when we donate a coat at Burlington, we get 10% off our entire purchase. It makes buying coats here even more meaningful.
Bring in your coats!
Disturbing new details tonight. New reporting about the 13 children allegedly held captive in their own home, some shackled to the furniture. Well, tonight, the clues from the homes where the family once lived. Here's ABC senior national correspondent Matt Gutman tonight.
Tonight, a glimpse into the alleged fortress of cruelty police say David and Louise Turpin built around their family. The Turpins were led away in handcuffs on Sunday, and Elizabeth Flores says she hasn't seen her sister in 20 years, but says she knew something was off even back then.
I remember they were really strict on the oldest daughter. She stayed in her, she was bound to her room a lot, and they would let her come down and eat meals. And it was kind of like, almost like a ritual or something weird. It used to bother me because before she sat down, she had to get permission.
These photos, obtained exclusively by DailyMail.com, show clutter and children's toys stacked up in the home. Current and former neighbors say the Turpins left a trail of red flags.
I'd come home at anywhere from 12:30 to 3 in the morning. There's the kids marching between those two rooms up there.
And how long would they march back and forth for in single file?
Hours.
Hours.
Yeah, they're just like they were in the military, just making a loop.
In Texas, their former neighbor says the family rarely left the home.
I called it the compound because they were so closed off from society.
David, the Turpin parents are scheduled to be arraigned in this courthouse tomorrow. That as Child Protective Services continues to evaluate those 13 siblings. And to give you a sense of how malnourished the elder 7 adults were, all of them require new clothing, but in children's sizes.
Okay, and that does it for the Riley King Newscast right here on the Riley King Network. I hope you all have a great rest of your Thursday, and I'll see you back here later on today. Goodbye, everyone.